And so from a distance, looking at your journeys, they have taken place over very different time spans and in different contexts. In the case of Ayala, 185 years, 7 generations. In your case, Serge, for FMI, 32 years. For Yoma Strategic, 16 years. And yet I see some common approaches as themes running through your journeys. The first is a focus, an ability to focus on the long term, the longer term. The second is an ability to navigate the short term, because in the short term, things happen. There's turbulence, there are changes in governments, there are ups and downs. And so the ability to focus in the long term, the ability to navigate the short term, and the discipline to stay above politics. Is this part of the DNA of the way you have built your businesses?
Well, from our point of view, we've seen a key component, I guess, of our philosophy, Timothy, to be aligned to the national development goals of the country. These change over time, but there's no doubt about it in my mind at this stage in the development of our country. It's a country of now over 100 million people. The numbers vary, but I think 110 could be it, where inclusivity in our products and services has become key. So this alignment to the national development agenda and catering to a range of services that start to adjust to the need for that more inclusive component has become part and parcel of the way we see our engagement. What I've always been so gladdened to hear from Serge when we have our many dialogues, not only about ASEAN, but about our respective countries, is always his own focus on contributing in whatever way he can to the development of his country, Myanmar. That alignment is always there in the way we speak, the way we engage ourselves, and the way we try to convene as well, fellow businessmen to the same cause. But going back to the issue, I guess, of politics and business, I guess our one has to work hand in hand with whatever government is there. But our overdriving, I guess our main driver as a business group is this alignment with the development needs of the country at particular points in time. We have participated in privatizations in our country. We've participated in liberalizations when under different presidents those became vogue. And I feel the big mantra, the big theme now is to make our countries more inclusive. It's been fascinating to see us move from taking our Bank of the Philippine Islands as one example, a bank that for many years only had about 3 million customers in a country that now has over 100. And we said to ourselves, how can we be relevant as a financial institution if we don't start to engage in a far more profound way in providing banking services for the vast unbanked community of our country? It fundamentally changed our philosophy, and we started digitizing our bank and started to bring the costs down of providing service. And our telecommunication company started to develop products and services that would bring the ability for microfinance to take place. I think everything I've seen in Serge's own philosophy is very similar in nature. Myanmar has its own unbanked community, and so both of us in many ways are more driven, the way I see it, Timothy, in aligning ourselves to the development needs of our country and being supportive to government initiatives, but through the economic front rather than through the political. At least that's it from our end.
Well, I'll just add a little bit to that. I think what Jaime has said is really, it doesn't need repeating because we really share similar things. But when you're talking about that point about to be above politics, I think the way we see things is, and like the Ayala Corporation, we have experienced more than one government, and I have lived through probably half a dozen ministers in any given ministry. So the truth comes to us to say, who do we really serve? There is no doubt that you will have to work together in line with the government policies and so forth. But at the end of the day, I think you need to be very sure who you are serving. I say this because there are times when our senior executives come back from a ministry totally disheartened because of whatever he has been told or the difficulties he encounter dealing with government. And he comes back totally disheartened, a bit even sort of saying, we can't get this done, I don't want to do this. And I would ask them the same question. Who are you serving? Are you serving the government or are you serving the people? If you are serving the people, you should not feel this way. You should continue to do what is best for the people instead of being affected by what a minister says to you, right? And that makes the difference. When you have your focus on serving the people with your business enterprise, I think you can easily overcome all the political issues, particularly when it's negative.